Mohandas Karamchand Gandhi, the man who would later be known as Mahatma, meaning Great Soul, was born in Porbandar, India in 1869. His upbringing was modest, rooted in the traditions of his family and community. From a young age, Gandhi exhibited a strong sense of justice and fairness. These qualities would later define his life's work. Gandhi traveled to England at the age of 18 to study law. He faced prejudice and discrimination, but remained committed to his education. After becoming a barrister, he returned to India, eager to use his legal training to make a difference. However, his early attempts to establish a legal practice in India met with limited success. In 1893, at the age of 24, Gandhi accepted a legal position in South Africa. This decision would prove pivotal in shaping his worldview and setting him on the path to becoming a leader in the fight for social justice and freedom. Gandhi's time in South Africa was a period of profound transformation. He witnessed firsthand the brutal realities of racial discrimination and segregation. This experience deeply affected him, leading him to question the very foundations of colonial rule and the oppressive systems that upheld it. In response to the injustices he witnessed, Gandhi developed a unique method of resistance, satyagraha. This philosophy, rooted in the principles of truth, nonviolence, and self-reliance, became the cornerstone of his struggle against discrimination in South Africa, and later, India's fight for independence. Gandhi organized numerous campaigns and protests against discriminatory laws in South Africa. He endured imprisonment, physical assaults, and constant harassment from the authorities, yet he remained steadfast in his commitment to non-violent resistance, inspiring thousands of Indians and other oppressed people to join his movement. His experiences in South Africa, spanning over 2 decades, shaped his philosophy and honed his leadership skills. He learned the power of collective action, the importance of unity, and the unwavering strength of non-violent resistance. When he finally returned to India in 1915, he was no longer just a lawyer, but a seasoned activist, ready to lead his nation's struggle for freedom. Gandhi returned to India in 1915, a transformed man. He had honed his philosophy of satyagraha and proven its effectiveness in the fight against injustice in South Africa. Now he was ready to apply these principles to the struggle for India's independence from British rule. India, in the early 20th century, was a nation yearning for freedom. Decades of British rule had left its people impoverished and its resources depleted. Gandhi, with his message of non-violent resistance and his unwavering belief in the power of truth, quickly emerged as a beacon of hope for millions of Indians. He joined the Indian National Congress, the leading political party fighting for independence. Gandhi's entry into the Indian political scene marked a turning point in the nation's struggle for freedom. He transformed the Congress from an elite group of intellectuals into a mass movement, mobilizing millions of ordinary Indians from all walks of life. Gandhi's leadership was instrumental in uniting the diverse and often fragmented Indian population under the banner of freedom. He understood the pulse of the nation and connected with the masses through his simple lifestyle, his empathy for the poor, and his unwavering commitment to non-violence. He became a symbol of hope and resistance, a guiding light in India's long and arduous journey towards independence. The Salt Satyagraha of 1930 stands as one of the most significant events in India's struggle for independence. This non-violent protest against the British salt tax captured the imagination of the nation and demonstrated the power of Gandhi's philosophy of satyagraha on a massive scale. Salt, a basic necessity, had been made a symbol of British oppression. The salt tax imposed by the British government prohibited Indians from producing or selling salt, forcing them to buy it at exorbitant prices from British manufacturers. This unjust law sparked outrage across the country. Gandhi, with his keen understanding of symbolism and public sentiment, chose salt as the focal point of his resistance. He embarked on a 240-mile march from his ashram to the coastal village of Dandi, where he publicly broke the salt law by picking up a handful of salt from the seashore. This simple act of defiance ignited a nationwide movement. Millions of Indians joined the Salt Satyagraha, defying the British salt laws by making, selling, and buying salt illegally. The British government responded with brutal repression, arresting thousands of protesters, including Gandhi himself. Despite the crackdown, the Salt Satyagraha continued for months, capturing global attention and exposing the brutality of the British Raj. The movement severely damaged the moral authority of the British government and demonstrated the power of non-violent resistance on a scale never seen before. As World War II engulfed the globe, Gandhi and the Indian National Congress intensified their demands for complete independence. The war had weakened the British Empire, creating a window of opportunity for India to break free from colonial rule. In August 1942, the Indian National Congress, under Gandhi's leadership, launched the Quit India movement. This movement called for the immediate and complete withdrawal of the British from India. Gandhi delivered his iconic "Do or Die" speech, urging Indians to embrace non-violent resistance and fight for their freedom with unwavering determination. The Quit India movement was met with swift and brutal repression from the British government. Thousands of Indians were imprisoned, including Gandhi and other prominent Congress leaders. Despite facing imprisonment and widespread violence, the movement continued, fueled by the unwavering spirit of the Indian people. Although the Quit India movement did not immediately result in independence, it significantly weakened British rule in India. The British government realized that it could no longer hold on to India by force. The movement, along with the changing global landscape after the war, paved the way for India's eventual independence in 1947. At the heart of Gandhi's philosophy and his leadership in India's struggle for independence was Satyagraha, often translated as truth force or soul force. This philosophy, deeply rooted in ancient Indian traditions of non-violence and spiritual resistance, became a powerful weapon against injustice and oppression. Satyagraha, as envisioned by Gandhi, went beyond passive resistance. It was an active and assertive form of non-violent struggle that sought to convert the oppressor through love, understanding, and self-suffering. It required immense courage, discipline, and unwavering faith in the power of truth. Gandhi believed that violence only begets violence, and true victory could only be achieved through moral superiority. Satyagraha aimed to awaken the conscience of the oppressor, forcing them to confront the immorality of their actions and ultimately choose justice over tyranny. This philosophy resonated deeply with the Indian people, who had long endured oppression and violence under colonial rule. Satyagraha provided a moral and ethical framework for their struggle, allowing them to fight for their rights without resorting to violence. Gandhi's unwavering commitment to non-violence, even in the face of brutal repression, earned him admiration and respect, not just in India but across the globe. Satyagraha became a beacon of hope for oppressed people worldwide, demonstrating the power of non-violent resistance to challenge even the most entrenched systems of injustice. Gandhi's influence extended far beyond the borders of India. His philosophy of satyagraha and his unwavering commitment to non-violent resistance resonated with oppressed people worldwide, inspiring movements for civil rights and social justice across the globe. Martin Luther King Jr., the iconic leader of the American civil rights movement, drew heavily from Gandhi's teachings. King saw in satyagraha a powerful tool for combating racial segregation and discrimination in the United States. He adopted Gandhi's principles of non-violence, organizing marches, boycotts, and sit-ins that challenged the Jim Crow laws, and ultimately led to significant advancements in civil rights for African Americans. Nelson Mandela, in his fight against apartheid in South Africa, also found inspiration in Gandhi's philosophy. Mandela, who had initially advocated for armed resistance, later embraced non-violent methods, recognizing the power of satyagraha to unite a nation and dismantle a system of oppression without resorting to violence. Gandhi's teachings transcended geographical boundaries and cultural differences, inspiring movements for peace, justice, and equality across the globe. His message of non-violence and his unwavering belief in the power of truth continue to resonate in the 21st century, offering a powerful alternative to violence and oppression in a world often marred by conflict and division. Mahatma Gandhi's assassination on January 30th, 1948 sent shockwaves across India and the world. The man who had led India to freedom through non-violence and had become a global symbol of peace, was tragically gunned down by a Hindu nationalist extremist. Gandhi's death plunged India into mourning. Millions of people lined the streets to pay their last respects to the man they affectionately called Bapu, meaning father. His death was seen as an immeasurable loss, not just for India, but for the entire world. Despite his tragic end, Gandhi's legacy continues to inspire and guide generations of Indians and people around the world. His teachings on non-violence, truth, and social justice remain as relevant today as they were during his lifetime. In India, Gandhi is revered as the father of the nation. His birthday, October 2nd, is celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti, a national holiday marked by prayer services, cultural events, and acts of service. His image adorns banknotes, coins, and government buildings, a constant reminder of his enduring legacy. Mahatma Gandhi's life and legacy continue to inspire people around the world. His unwavering belief in the power of truth, his commitment to non-violence, and his tireless fight for justice have left an indelible mark on human history. Gandhi's message of peace and unity remains as relevant today as it was during his lifetime. In a world often torn apart by conflict, violence, and division, his teachings offer a powerful alternative, a path towards a more just and equitable world. As we navigate the challenges of the 21st century, Gandhi's message serves as a beacon of hope, reminding us that true change can only come through love, compassion, and an unwavering commitment to justice for all. His legacy continues to inspire generations to embrace non-violence, to fight for equality, and to strive for a world where peace and understanding prevail.